Hello, everybody, and welcome on into Sidelines. I'm your host, Drew Patrick, and on today's episode, we talk cross country, including Carly Daniels' win at the Ed Winrow Invitational. Plus, we talk football's exciting 55-5 homecoming victory. Welcome back to Sidelines. Let's talk cross country. As joining me at the desk, we have Carly Daniels and David Wooten. Thank you both so much for stopping by.
Thanks for having us.
So this past week, a home meet and a little victory in that home meet on this side. First of all, to be home and kind of get that practice, A, on your home course, and B, where you know that conferences and regionals are going to be. What is the benefit there, before we break down the win completely, but the benefit of running on your home course?
Well, I think I said this in the last interview too, but we get to practice on the home course, and taking those races that we've already raced there, we know which loops might run slow, which ones have bad or sharp turns, which ones have a little bit of an incline, which we learned about last week. So we're able to hammer those in practice and know, like, this is going to feel hard, but we have to have the right attitude going into it.
Yeah, just like what she said, you need as much experience as you can get on that course, where all the championships are what really matter, and even for other teams, they want to get here as well. And it's also nice that it's a luxury to practice here, given we host both championships as well.
So, Carly, talk me through this race, finishing it with nobody in front of you. How did that feel, A, to get your first collegiate win, able to do it at home as well, but also just what were the things that clicked for you in that race?
I think the race plan is really working for me this year. I feel like it's a very hit or miss race plan. Like, it can work for some people and it can really not work for others, but my attitude about it, like this whole season, has been if I don't go out hard, I'm going to let people pass me within the first mile or two. So it's like, in my head, when I'm 200 meters ahead of people, that's a big confidence booster going through the first mile, the second mile. But yeah, when I went through the first mile, there was a guy standing there and he was like, "You have 200 meters on them." And I'm like, "Oh geez, I really did it again. I went out too fast, I'm gonna die." But it worked out, and then coming around the end, it was like, they were getting a little closer, but I knew that if I really wanted the win, I could do it. And that's what Coach was saying to me during the race, so I just went for it. It was awesome. It felt really cool.
I was gonna say 18 seconds above second. That's not that is a large chunk of time. A great race there. David, for your race, kind of what was some of the things you saw that led to your success on the day?
I mean, I was very happy with my day. I kind of have been spotty with racing. I haven't really had a good race yet until yesterday. I was coming off an issue with injury in the summer, but it was finally good to get one to go my way, and especially on our course, and we raced against probably the best team in the conference as well. Well, it is probably the best team in the conference, and it was a good preview of competition as well, given a majority of it was PSAC competition as well.
Yeah, I was going to say the to play off that point, this competition was a lot of conference. And really a lot of teams you're going to see. West Liberty is going to be back for the regional meet as well, so it was good to see them. Having this competition and knowing that these are some of the premier teams in the league, how much of a bonus is that for you to kind of get that preview on that course of who you're going to face?
It's a big, I mean, for me it was like a big confidence booster, because going into it I was like, man, like I'm scared of these girls. Like, they're in the top of the PSAC, so it's a big like indicator where I'm going to be come the conference race and then the regional race too. But being out in front of them, it's like, well, why can't I do that again at the conference race? I mean, there's a few other girls, but it's less girls that I have to worry about for sure.
Like what you said, it helps individualize your goals as well, like with what you expect to see, and placement-wise, like with her, like her goal of getting that medal at PSACs and especially regionals as well. It's good to see like where you are, and also like especially a competition like Bloom, who almost made a national meet last year, as well as everybody knows Shippensburg. It's good to see like where you are individually as a team as well.
Speaking of the team, from the team's perspective, when you see a teammate who runs that race, who wins that race, what kind of does that do for the morale of really the rest of this group?
It helps a lot, especially like it's not like a top 10 finish. It was a win, and it was also a fairly stacked field as well for what you're gonna see. So it helps score as well, obviously, but it helps people see that as a motivator for her, and as well as the other women as well, and even the men. It's good to see.
And then on that other side, obviously, like sometimes we get caught up in like the individual aspect of this, but to have the success that you did individually and to have that team realize the success you have and be behind you and be excited for you and have that joy for you, how does that feel?
It feels really good. I think it's easy for them to reciprocate because I reciprocate that to them too. You know, no matter where they finish, if they have a bad day, it's okay. If they have a great day, awesome. That's one thing I really enjoy about our team is we're very reciprocated with praise and stuff like that. We're really supportive of each other, so it's awesome.
So looking forward, one more trip on the road in a couple of weeks to Bucknell, getting ready for that race right before the conference and the big meets start. What are kind of your focuses on that final meet before the chaos begins?
Oh, that Bucknell that's just a simple tune-up race. I mean, that obviously it doesn't matter as much. I mean, you're probably not going to race anyone that we're going to see the next 2 weekends, but like a shorter race is typically what people incline to go before bigger meets, just to get your legs moving a little more. That race will probably just be like go out fast and see where you die and what happens. But yeah, it's still something to tune you up well.
Yeah, for me, we're working on my 3K time. Like for the conference meet, I'm going to need to come in a little bit faster in the 3K than I even did last weekend. So really working the second mile, I think, is important for me, and I'm going to try to do that on Saturday or Friday as well. Because we're looking at top 15 for PSAC definitely, but with the regional meet, it's like, how much further can I go? We need to push those boundaries as it's the last season for me, so yeah. Yeah,
look, a heck of a way to be in the middle of that last season, as you said. Congratulations once again, Carly.
Thank you.
On that gold, or the gold medal, although make Coach get you a gold medal for that race. That's all I'm saying. Thank you both so much for taking the time and stopping by.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
And Sidelines continues after this. Do not go anywhere.
It's all part of Mother Nature's perfect blend, the keystone of the Keystone State. Visit Potter Tioga, a 2-county scenic outdoor haven conveniently located, yet worlds apart. A place where you can kick back, unwind, and forget about the pressures of life. Disconnect and reconnect with your friends, family, or even yourself while surrounded by nature's beauty. So start planning your adventures today at visitpottertioga.com.
Sidelines, let's talk sprint football. As joining me here at the desk, we have Gavin, Hinman, and Cahsid. Raymond, thank you both so much for stopping by.
No problem for having us.
So this past week, homecoming, a lot of festivities. Before we get to the game itself, of course, that morning you guys had the opportunity to go to the Butsco breakfast, and I kind of want to ask what your takeaway with it. You see the pride that even the D2 kids have in you guys. What was your takeaway from that event?
Well, my takeaway was they put a lot of time into this program, and they came back to support us and the things they did back in the day when they played. And, and it was our honor to, come and support them just like they came out and supported us for homecoming. So that was my takeaway going into that.
Yeah, it was great to see them come back and support us and everything. Even though it's not the same as when they were here, they still have the same amount of support that they would have either way.
And then obviously the atmosphere, great with a homecoming game. Rolling that question in to see the fan support that's there, always rooting for you, cheering for you, screaming their heads off. How does that feel?
That was great. Like that was probably like one of the loudest crowds I've been a part of. So I was a little nervous, but I took control of the offense and things like that, and I just let my game play. So.
Yeah, it was great. The crowd, I think that was the best crowd I've ever seen since I've been at Mansfield, so it was amazing to play in front of them.
And especially defensively, when you want that ruckus behind you, how does that help defensively?
It definitely helps, but offense, like a little off, gets them a little off, and it helps us much.
So let's jump right into the game. And what were the keys to get going in that game, offensively, defensively? What was the things that was clicking early in that game?
Our run game was clicking a lot. We had a little trouble with our passing game. We're going to fix that this week. But our run game was like really powerful this week, and and we didn't get that a lot. So that run game helping us this week was amazing. So that the run game clicked and they couldn't stop it, so we just kept running it down. Their throats.
For defense, the blitzes definitely helped a lot this week. Our blitzes were getting in every single time, always giving them pressure, so they couldn't really do anything about it.
So specifically to that defensive point, you guys swarm around the ball carrier, a bunch of angry hornets out there running around. What is the key to all be on the same page? Because you all have individual assignments, but to try and be on that same page and be able to swarm wherever has the ball.
I think it's just great coaching. I mean, our coaches really teach us well on how to get off blocks and everything and just swarm to the ball. I mean, that's what we're trying to do every single play.
And Cahsid, so pulling out this week, 231 yards on the ground, which I found out is also now the most for a quarterback in sprint football history. Became the all-time leading rusher at Mansfield University, the second most rush yards in a game in program history. A lot of accolades going your way. Running the ball, obviously you said the passing wasn't working, but what was open that you found in your long 3 touchdown runs, and what was the key with your legs this week?
The key with my legs, I know we watched a lot of film on them, and I know a lot of teams, they try to keep me inside because they don't want me to go outside. So we had a lot of things drawn up for them, and Coach already told me you're gonna have to use your legs a lot more this week. And I told him I was like going into this game, I was like, it is what it is, Coach. So having them big runs. It was surprising to me too because I haven't been breaking what I've been doing since last year. So having them big 3 runs for touchdowns, long runs for touchdowns, it was it was just a shocker to me as well. And I was happy as much as y'all was happy. So like I said, I did it for the guys and I did it for the coaches.
So too, the way you guys feed off each other, the defense put you in great spots, and then offensively, they were letting you guys relax because they were putting on points. How do you feed off one another success, especially in a game where you had a lot of it?
Well, Dre, he's always Sid, score a touchdown, and we're gonna get you the ball back. So every time I hear Dre say that, I'm I already know what the defense is on. So when we go out there and we score touchdowns and we and within 5 minutes, y'all get ready, offense get ready because we're getting back on the field. So and like I said, I love that from our defense because to me we got the best defense in the league, and going against them at practice is hard. So I just love the defense. I guess they're the best defense I ever played against and seen. So. Yeah.
I love offense when they're scoring touchdowns too because they're giving us a break. They're doing these long drives, giving us a break, and we're hyping them up, and it's just we feed off each other so much. It's awesome.
When you guys get that defensive stand and then he goes 77 yards in one play, is that annoying or is that?
No, we love that. We love that.
That's good. So what do you have to do to carry the momentum from this game next week? Another home game. Alderson Broadus is the opponent. What do you have to do to carry that momentum from this week into next week?
Practice. Practice. Get better every week. Just getting better. Watching film, seeing what we did wrong so we can fix it going into next week. So, you know, things like that, like, it's just the little things, you know, the little things that we can fix and make it to, like, the, like, big plays and things like that, like getting the ball out quicker and just, like, reading coverages and running the ball well, things like that, just the little things. So that's what I think.
Yeah, we definitely got to make sure we watch film, know what to expect. Because, I mean, if we know what they're going to do, then there's no shot that they beat us.
Yes, sir.
Should be a fun game next week, and was a great week this past week for homecoming. And thank you both so much for taking the time and stopping by.
No problem,
Thank you.
dude.
And Sidelines carries on right after this. Do not go anywhere.
Pride and passion drives the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. From 55 NCAA championship teams, 294 individual national champs, and counting. Who's next? Make the PSAC yours. PSAC Proud is winning in athletics and in the classroom. Over 3,100 PSAC student athletes are honored as scholar athletes. It's a perfect mix of athletics and academics. It's time to make the PSAC yours.
And that's going to do it for this week, folks. To stay up to date on all things Mansfield athletics, head over to GoMounties.com. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next week.